Hi friends, welcome to the third episode of Fluid Mechanics and Fluid Machines, Basic Equations and Facts. In this video, we are going to discuss about flow through pipes, vortex motion, boundary layer theory, turbulent flow. These four topics are discussed. All the equations and facts are going to be learned. First topic is flow through pipes. In flow through pipes, very important equation is friction loss, otherwise it is known as Darcy-Weisbach equation. Darcy-Weisbach equation HF, friction loss HF equal to FL V square by 2GD, where L is the length of pipe, D is the diameter of the pipe, V is the mean velocity of flow, F friction factor. Its value is between 0.02 to 0.04 for metals. HF equal to head loss due to friction. For laminar flow, friction factor F is equal to 64 by RE. RE is the Reynolds number. Points to remember. Some of the points are very important. One is friction factor is directly proportional to the diameter of pipe. Second one is head loss HF is inversely proportional to the fourth power of diameter. Next, for turbulent flow, friction factor F is equal to, friction factor's equation is 0.316 by RE raised to 1 by 4. 0.316 by Reynolds number raised to 1 by 4. Points to remember. In this, friction factor is directly proportional to diameter of the pipe raised to 1 by 4. Head loss HF 1 by diameter raised to 19 by 4. And friction loss in pipe whose end is closed and flow take place through sides at regular interval, HF equal to 1 by 3 into FLV square by 2GD. Next formula is Chassis formula. In Chassis formula, V equal to C into root Mi. C is known as Chassis constant. M is equal to hydraulic mean depth, that is area by wetted perimeter. I is equal to hydraulic slope, that is HL by L equal to tan theta. Another relation is relation between Chassis constant and friction factor, that is F is equal to Hg by C square. Now we are going to learn about different types of minor losses in pipes. Major losses are of two types, that is we discussed it, friction loss and from the Chassis law, Chassis formula. Now minor losses. First one is loss due to sudden expansion. This is the figure of sudden expansion, and that equation for loss of due to sudden expansion is HLE equal to V1 minus V2 the whole square by 2G equal to V1 square by 2G into 1 minus A1 by A2 the whole square. Point to remember. For sudden expansion, the optimum ratio of diameter of the pipe so that pressure loss is minimum. That is D1 by D2 equal to 1 by root 2. Next loss is losses due to sudden contraction. We can see this figure. HLC equal to Vc minus V2 the whole square by 2G equal to V2 square by 2G into 1 by Cc minus 1 the whole square. Coefficient of contraction Cc equal to V2 by Vc. If Cc is not given, then HLC equal to 0.5 V square by 2G. Another loss is loss at exit of pipe, that is HL equal to V square by 2G. Losses at entrance to pipe, that is HL equal to 0.5 V square by 2G, where V is the mean velocity of pipe in. Next is loss due to gradual expansion, HL. HL equal to KL into V1 minus V2 the whole square by 2G. T can be written as KL V1 square by 2G into 1 minus A1 by A2 the whole square. KL depend upon the angle of expansion. The last type of minor losses is losses due to bend. See this figure. HL equal to KV square by 2G, where K is 1.2 for 90 degree bend, K is 0.4 for 45 degree bend. Next is hydraulic gradient line and total energy line. What is HGL, hydraulic gradient line? It joins isometric head, that is P by omega plus Z at various points. Then total energy line is, it joins total energy head at various points. Point to remember. Hydraulic gradient line is always parallel and lower than total energy line. Next is power transmission through pipe P. This is the figure. P ideal is equal to rho G Q into H. P actual equal to rho G Q into H minus HL, where HL equal to head loss, efficiency eta is equal to P actual by P ideal equal to H minus HL by H. Power delivered by a given pipeline is maximum when the flow is such that 1/3 of static head is consumed in pipe friction. Thus, efficiency is limited to only 66.66%. For efficiency max, HL equal to H by 3. That is very important. For efficiency max, HL equal to H by 3. Next is synclination of pipe. A pipe which rises above its hydraulic gradient line has negative pressure and it is known as syncline. Formulation of airlock at highest portion of the pipe. By seeing this figure, we can see that hydraulic gradient line TEL, total energy line is shown, and various losses are also mentioned in this diagram. This diagram is very important. Next is summit pressure, PS, summit pressure. Summit pressure should be less than vapor pressure of liquid to avoid airlock formation at summit. For water, it is 2.5 meter at 20 degrees Celsius. You see the figure, pressure at C and D equal to atmospheric pressure. See the figure, pressure at C and D equal to atmospheric pressure, and pressure below C and D are positive, and pressure above C and D are negative, and that negative pressure is known as syncline pressure. Total head loss between A and B is H. Then H equal to entry loss plus friction loss plus exit loss. That is H equal to 0.5 V2 by 2G plus 4 FL V square by 2GD plus V square by 2G. If H is the height of the summit above reservoir A, then by applying Bernoulli's equation between A and S, PA by omega equal to PS by omega plus H plus V square by 2G plus 0.5 V square by 2G plus FL V square by 2GD. From equation 1 and 2, PS and H can be calculated. Next topic is water hammer in pipe. There are 3 cases of water hammer: gradual closure of valve, sudden closure of valve, pipe is rigid, pipe closure of valve and pipe is elastic. The valve closure is gradual if T greater than 2L by C. The valve closure is sudden if it is 2L by C. T is less than 2L by C, where L is the length of pipe, T is time in second, C is velocity of pressure wave. Next is gradual closure. In this case, the pressure rate is given by P by omega equal to LV by GT, where L is the length of the pipe, V is the velocity of flow, T is the time in second to close the valve. Sudden closure with rigid pipe. The pressure rate in this case is given by P by omega equal to Vc by G. That equation is called LV formula, where C equal to root K by rho equal to velocity of pressure wave. K is bulk modulus of water, rho is density of water. Next is sudden closure with elastic pipe. The pressure head is given by P by omega equal to V by root of rho G square into 1 by K plus D by Te, where capital D is equal to diameter of pipe, T equal to thickness of pipe, E is equal to modulus of velocity of pipe material. Now we are going to learn about the next chapter, that is vortex motion. A whirling mass of fluid is called vortex flow. Now there are different types of vortex flow. First one is free vortex flow. In this free vortex flow, fluid mass rotates due to conservation of angular momentum. The velocity profile is inversely proportional with the radius, that is Vr equal to constant. The point at the center of rotation is called a singular point, where velocity approaches to infinity. Example of free vortex motion are whirling mass of liquid in wash basin, whirlpool in reverse, etc. Points to remember. No external torque or energy is required. In free vortex flow, Bernoulli's equation can be applied. Next type of vortex flow is forced vortex flow. When a fluid is rotated about a vertical axis at a constant speed, such a very particle of it has the same angular velocity, motion is known as forced vortex flow. In this, V is equal to R omega, H is equal to omega square R square by 2G. You see this figure, we can identify the forced vortex flow, where H is the height of the paraboloid and R is the radius of cylinder. Volume of paraboloid is half pi r square H. That is equal to half of volume of circumscribing cylinder. Points to remember. The surface profile of forced vortex flow is parabolic. Forced vortex requires constant supply of external energy, that is torque. Example of forced vortex flow is rotating cylinder and flow inside centrifugal pump. In this figure, we can see that variation of pressure. It is valid for free as well as forced vortex. dP is equal to rho v square r into dr minus rho g dz. Next is boundary layer theory. Boundary layer is an region in the immediate vicinity of the boundary surface in which velocity of flowing fluid increases gradually from 0 at the boundary surface to the velocity of the mainstream. In this figure, we can see the development of boundary layer region. Leading edge, we can see the laminar, then a transient region is there. After that, turbulent region. Various terms associated with boundary layer theory. First term is boundary layer thickness, that is delta. Boundary layer thickness is defined as the distance from the boundary surface at which velocity reaches the 99% of velocity of the mainstream. That is y is equal to delta, v is equal to 0.99 v0. Second term is displacement thickness, that is delta star. It is the distance measured normal to the boundary by which a solid boundary should be displaced in order to compensate for the reduction in mass flow rate due to boundary layer growth. That is delta star is equal to integral 0 to delta 1 minus v by v0 into dy. The quantity v0 minus v is known as velocity defect. Next is momentum thickness theta. Theta equal to integral 0 to delta v by v0 into 1 minus v by v0 into dy. Next term is energy thickness, that is delta theta. Delta E is equal to, otherwise in some term books we can see that delta theta. Anyway, delta theta is equal to 0 to delta v by v0 into 1 minus v square by v square 0 square dy. Points to remember. For v by v0 equal to y by delta. Delta star equal to delta by 2. Theta is equal to delta by 6. Delta E is equal to delta by 4. Thus, delta star greater than delta E greater than theta. The ratio of displacement thickness of momentum thickness is called shape factor H. Its value should be always greater than 1. Next is general velocity profile for laminar and turbulent flow. For laminar flow, U by U delta equal to 3 by 2 into Y by delta minus 1 by 2 into y by delta raised to cube. For turbulent flow, u by u delta equal to y by delta all raised to 1 by 2. Reynolds number for different types of flow over flat plate is Re equal to rho Vx by mu. Here x is equal to distance from where solid surface start. Re less than 5 into 10 raised to 5 laminar flow. Re greater than 5 into 10 raised to 5, then it is turbulent flow. Next is Blasius experiment results when velocity profile is not given. Laminar and turbulent two tables are available here. Delta by x is equal to 5 by root of Rex. For turbulent, delta by x is equal to 0.576 by Rex raised to 1 by 5. Cfx equal to 0.664 by root of Rex. For turbulent flow, Cfx is equal to 0.059 by Rex raised to 1 by 5. CD equal to 1.328 by root of RL. CD equal to 0.074 by RL raised to 1 by 5. For laminar flow, delta proportional to root x, tau 0 proportional to 1 by root x. Here delta equal to boundary layer thickness, theta 0 equal to shear stress at solid surface, x is equal to distance from where solid surface start. Next is hardness. Local skin friction coefficient Cfx is equal to tau 0 by half into rho u square. Average dark coefficient Cd equal to Ft by half rho a u delta square. Condition for boundary layer separation. It is caused by adverse pressure gradient, that is dou P by dou x greater than 0. This is the condition for boundary layer separation. Boundary layer separation figure is shown here. You can identify this. Location of separation point. The separation point S is defined from the condition dou V by dou y, y equal to 0. For given velocity, it can be determined whether the boundary line has separated or on the average separation or will not separate from the following conditions. Three conditions are there. If dou V by dou y at y is equal to 0 less than 0, flow has separated. If dou V by dou y equal to 0, flow is on verge of separation. If dou V by dou y at y equal to 0 greater than 0, flow is attracted with the surface. Method of preventing separation. Some of the methods are mentioned here. Rotating the boundary in the direction of flow, suction of the flow moving fluid by a suction slot, supplying additional energy from a blower, providing a bypass in the slotted wing, providing guides blades in a bend, injecting fluid into boundary layer, streamlining of body shapes. Last topic in this video is turbulent flow. In that, first is shear stress in turbulent flow. Tau equal to mu into dV bar by dy plus eta dV bar by dy, where mu equal to dynamic coefficient of viscosity, that is fluid characteristics. Eta is equal to eddy viscosity coefficient. Flow characteristics. Eddy viscosity comes in picture due to the turbulent effect. Hydrodynamically smooth and rough pipes. If the average height of irregularities, that is K, is greater than the thickness of laminar surface, that is delta bar, then the boundary is called hydrodynamically smooth. Next is hydrodynamically rough surface, that is if the average height of irregularities K is less than the thickness of laminar surface layer delta dash, then the boundary is called hydrodynamically rough. On the basis of experiment, if the boundary is classified as hydrodynamically smooth, that is K by delta dash less than 0.25, then is hydrodynamically smooth. If 0.25 and 0.6, K by delta dash is between 0.25 and 6, then it is transition boundary. If k by delta dash greater than 6, then it is hydrodynamically rough. R by k is known as specific roughness, where k is the average height of roughness and r is the radius of the pipe. Next is velocity distribution for turbulent flow in pipe. Prandtl's universal velocity distribution, that is V equal to V max plus 2.5 V into log E into Y by R, where V star equal to root of tau 0 by rho equal to shear or friction velocity, Y equal to distance from the pipe wall, rho equal to density of fluid. Points to remember. The equation is valid for both smooth and rough pipe boundaries. Common Prandtl velocity distribution equation. First one, hydrodynamically smooth pipe. For that, it is V by V star equal to 5.75 log 10 into V star Y by V plus 5.5. For hydrodynamically rough pipe, it is V by V star equal to 5.75 log 10 Y by K plus 8.5, where V star equal to shear velocity, Y equal to distance from pipe wall, K is equal to average height of roughness, mu is equal to kinematic viscosity, V is equal to average velocity. Velocity distribution in terms of mean velocity. V minus V star by V star equal to 5.75 log 10 into Y by R plus 3.75. The above equation is both for rough and smooth pipe. Last factor is friction factor. Friction factor F for laminar flow is F is equal to 64 by Re, where Re equal to Reynolds number. Friction factor F for the turbulent flow in smooth pipe, that is F is equal to 0.316 by Re raised to 1 by 4. That is, R is between 4 into 10 raised to 3 less than Re less than 10 raised to 5. Then 1 by root of is equal to 2 into log 10 Re into root of minus 0.8. Friction factor F for turbulent flow in rough pipe, 1 by root of into 2 log 10 R by K plus 1.74. The equation shows that for rough pipe, friction factor depends on R by K, not on Reynolds number. Now, friction factor for commercial pipes, 1 by root of minus 2 log 10 R by K equal to 1 by 74 minus 2 log 10 into 1 plus 18.7 into R by K R by Re into root of. In this equation, K is equivalent angular roughness. Point to remember, there is no specific relationship between F and Re for transition flow in pipes. So friends, hope you learn well, be prepared, study well for exams and prepare well for the interviews. Best wishes.